dead. Dead is just a word.
On October 17th.
It's the grabber.
She came to me in my dream.
See the movie that audiences are losing sleep over.
What do you think happens when you die in a dream? It's time to find out.
Ethan Hawke.
I'm not afraid of you.
You should be.
Black Phone 2. Only in theaters October 17th. Rated R.
How do you top your love for your cat? With a cascade of decadent savory gravy over a mouth-watering mousse pâté. Fancy Feast Gems. 2 gourmet pâtés in one convenient pack. Simply peel and plate to reveal a pyramid shape that makes eating delightful and pamper her with an experience as extraordinary as she is. Turn the everyday into the extraordinary with Fancy Feast Gems.
ABC Wednesdays, Shifting Gears is back.
He has arisen.
Tim Allen and Kat Dennings return in television's #1 new comedy.
What?
With a star-studded premiere including Jenna Elfman, Nancy Travis, and...
Hey, buddy!
a big home improvement reunion.
Welcome.
Oh, boy.
That guy's a tool.
Shifting Gears, new Wednesdays, 8, 7 Central on ABC, and stream on Hulu.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and those who don't identify as either, you are listening to a bonus episode of Ratchet and Respectable. So, you were always getting a Friday episode. Earlier this week, I had the great pleasure of interviewing Kevin Fredericks. You were just like, who? KevOnStage. Kevin Fredericks is his government name. And if you're still like, who? Because you're not chronically online, Kevin Fredericks. It feels so weird calling him that. Oh, my God. KevOnStage is an NAACP Image Award-winning comedian, the founder of KevOnStage Studios. As of last week, he had 2 New York Times bestsellers and a superstar on social media, to put it mildly. This is his official bio that is at the back of his book. I would have put on there something about Christian comedian consistently on tour. I would have said something about Melissa, the wife. I would have said something about the children, JoJo and Zay. I would have said something about the dog, Monty, the TV show, Churchy. I am way too invested in this man's life. I have actually met him and Melissa once. We'll talk about that in the interview. But I interviewed him, and it's always been in my head, like, oh, I should do something with Kev and Melissa. Because last week, he did something that I don't see people do very often, especially at his level of success. He put up this video, and it was about his upcoming book, and he was just very transparent. And he was like, my first book did really well. This one, just talked to my publisher, and it's not on track to have the same success. He was being very transparent about his missteps in his business. I just find it very rare online that people are admitting that they're struggling. And the truth of it is, and I can say this assuredly as someone who's been an entrepreneur since 2011, arrow that just shoots up diagonally. And that's just really not the truth about how businesses work. You can make calculated, educated, business manager, publicist-informed decisions. Success is just not guaranteed. So Kev made this video about his struggles with his current book. I saw it. I related to it. I appreciated it. I've got my own issues with stuff with the pod and other things that I'm working on. I don't want to go into my shit today, but I reached out to Kev and I was like, hey, how can I help? He has been a constant presence online. Like, I've had to follow him the kids were small. I would say at least 10 years. He's given so much joy and so many laughs and a healthy serving of ridiculousness. He said he needed help. I don't have a platform as big as yours, but I got a podcast and I have an audience who loves to read and loves to laugh. And a good chunk of y'all own businesses. So we made it happen. And this is a long time coming. I had met Kev. We'll talk about it in the interview. But when I posted the pictures, people were like, oh, I want y'all to collaborate. I want y'all to at least do something. So it's a year and change later, and we finally figured it out. Schedules and stars have aligned. So we will get to Kev's interview at the end of the episode. Before we do that, just because of the timing of this episode, and although I did the interview last week, I'm just recording the intro on Friday morning. We've had, I would say, 3 big news stories in the last 24 hours. One of them is Dear Leader Wig didn't get the Nobel Peace Prize, which I was like, what was happening in your mind that you actually thought that was a possibility? I wrote on Threads earlier today I'm not going to reinvent the wheel to try to rephrase it. It hasn't gone viral. It's only like 54,000 views right now. I wrote, the man has deployed the military on his citizens, is kidnapping brown people, deporting folks, including U.S. citizens, to random countries and without due process. He's putting kids in zip ties, threatening to invade sovereign nations, is bombing boats in international waters, canceled U.S. aid, got in front of the UN and told everyone, quote, your countries are going to hell, and is using his office to persecute his perceived enemies. How in the fuck did he think he was getting the Nobel Peace Prize? That's just the list that would fit in one post. I ran out of characters that I could use. I mentioned nothing about him being convicted of 34 felonies. I mentioned nothing about him being held civilly liable for E. Jean Carroll is her name, and hundreds of millions of dollars that he owes her for defamation and for being found liable for sexual abuse. I didn't talk about him telling his own citizens to drink bleach during COVID and how he told people not to wear masks and how 1 million people died. I said nothing about the funding of Israel to commit genocide in Gaza. I said nothing about the Epstein file. I said nothing about him using his office to seek revenge on his perceived enemies, two of them being James Comey and Letitia James, the AG of New York, both of which he's had indicted. Even after a previous prosecutor was like, I can't do it. Legally, morally, ethically, I can't do it. There's nothing there. That guy resigned and he brought in some new bimbo chick and now she's going forth with it. The girl, real cute. She ain't prosecuted nothing a day in her damn life. But like, I didn't mention any of this shit. And there's a long list more. I made the second list and then I ran out of characters for that too. You, who in this current moment has deployed troops on your own citizens, thought you were going to get the Nobel Peace Prize. You smoke crack, don't you? Look at me. Don't you smoke crack? We've talked previously, at least twice that I can think of, about Trump going after Letitia James over alleged misinformation, fraud, I don't know what they're calling it, on her mortgage documents. She has denied it. I think her infamous quote is, it's baseless. It's entirely an abuse of power. I don't understand how this is being allowed to happen. And yet it is. Wendy. How do we pronounce Wendy's last name? Look it up because you know I can't pronounce shit. Wendy Osefo from Real Housewives of Potomac. Now, I don't watch the show, but these are all popular girls in Maryland. I live in Maryland. Our paths do cross from time to time. The same event that I met Kevin and Melissa at, I also met Wendy at. We spent a nice chunk of time speaking and getting to know one another. She is a very good friend of my cousin. I thought she was absolutely lovely. She was very pleasant and wonderfully dressed. Started following her online and really liked what she presented. Beautiful family, beautiful home. Earlier today, ungood things have occurred in Wendy and her husband. Very ungood things have occurred in their lives. Very early this morning, people began to send me links to a TMZ article about Wendy and her husband. Wendy and her husband. Is it Eddie? Husband Eddie? He looked high as fuck in his booking photos. I think I did read that he has a line of marijuana. Okay. He looked like he used it. Okay, that's not the point. The point is, TMZ broke the story, but People has better details. Hold on. People. I'm sorry, Wendy girl. I like you lots. I'm not spilling any tea, although tea has been spilled to me this morning. I'm also going to do you a solid. I'm going to talk about what's reported. I'm going to save my editorializing until she has a chance to publicly respond. It's because you friends with my cousin. Oh, this is page 6. The married couple was taken into custody on Thursday. They are in the process of being released after placing a $50,000 bond each. Says Wendy, 41, is accused of insurance fraud, conspiracy to commit insurance fraud, and false statement to a police officer. People just reported on Wendy. Page 6 reports on the couple. It says Wendy faces a total of 16 charges, including 7 for felony false misleading info fraud in excess of $300. She has 8 misdemeanors, and then a charge of false statement to an officer. Eddie, that's the husband, faces a total of 18 charges, including 9 for felony false misleading info fraud in excess of $300, and then another 8 in misdemeanors. The charges stem from a burglary that the couple reported in April, which allegedly occurred while they were on a family vacation to Jamaica. Prosecutors alleged that the couple claimed to their insurance company that they had a personal property loss of 450,000 American USD dollars and dineros. Wendy claimed many designer bags and jewelry were stolen. However, per documents, this is relating to the burglary, there was a screen with damage laying on the roof and the window was not locked. And to go in and out of that window, one has to step on the toilet. The toilet lid was down and had no debris on it. When sheriff's office personnel stepped onto the roof and back into the home, they tracked roof grit back inside. It also notes that the couple had an ADT system and a Ring camera. They activated the ADT alarm system upon leaving for vacation. During the time they were away, there was no motion detected inside the residence. There was activity, such as package deliveries on the Ring camera, that was monitored remotely by the couple. It said the documents state that Eddie went on to give statements to 2 insurance companies regarding a list of stolen items. He was asked whether any of the items on the list had been returned, which he denied. He was asked if he had other insurance, and he failed to disclose to one insurance company that he was also making a claim with another insurance company. Oh, dear. It says in the original claim, they said they were wearing their anniversary bands when the loss occurred. However, he updated the claim to say his wife's gold diamond anniversary band was missing. After growing suspicious of their reports and conducting an investigation, the sheriff deputies discovered Wendy was seen on social media allegedly wearing the missing ring and discovered that the couple was burdened by substantial debt. Oh, say it ain't so. Say it ain't so. Their investigation determined that numerous items allegedly stolen had been purchased before being returned to the store, where a full refund was provided prior to the alleged burglary. It says following their arrest, the pair's mugshots were released, showing each of them smiling and wearing matching gray t-shirts, which appeared to be jail attire. Let me give just a teeny bit of credit. I hate when people do stupid shit over dumb amounts of money. Remember like the Diddy case? 3 of y'all had a video of a man worth hundreds of millions of dollars. Y'all had him on tape brutally beating a woman, and y'all charged him $50,000 for the tape. They actually asked for less, and he was like, you know what? I'll give you $50,000. Trying to make himself look generous. I was mad. The very least that y'all should have asked that man for was $500,000. And really, it should have been $1 million. At least. They wasn't thinking. They didn't know to think. Now, Wendy and the husband, $450,000 ain't nothing to shake a stick at. It's bad fraud, though. Like, baby, you went and wore the ring that you told the people was stolen? Baby, why you do that? Allegedly. Oh, Wendy girl. Look, I'm going to keep my word. I'm going to reserve further commentary until we hear from Wendy and she offers an explanation. Hire a publicist. You need crisis management at this time. This is not the time for you to just put something in your notes and then put it in your stories or post it on your social media page. Like, girl, help you. Publicist. Also, lawyer. All right, let's take a quick commercial break and then KevOnStage, okay?
All right, listen up, nacho chips. Quiet down, crispy potatoes. This is the moment Velveeta's been preparing you for, and you're not about to crack under pressure. Today's the day to go all in on the drip. Velveeta's Heat and Eat Queso is the MVP of any game day spread, so stick by them, and you'll be golden. Now get out there and make delicious history. No tailgate party is complete without Velveeta.
The family that vacations together stays together. At least, that was the plan. Except now, the Dastardly desk clerk is saying he can't confirm your connecting rooms.
Wait, what?
That's right, ma'am. You have rooms 201 and 709.
No, we cannot be 5 floors away from our kids.
The doors have double locks. They'll be fine.
When you want connecting rooms confirmed before you arrive, it matters where you stay.
Welcome to Hilton. I see your connecting rooms are already confirmed.
Hilton, for the stay.
I want to call you KevOnStage, but that's not really your name.
Sure it is.
How are you?
What's in a name, Demetria?
Everything's in a name. Marlo says my name is my name.
Name is my name. Oh, a Wire fan. This is why we get along so
Hardcore
well.
Wire fan. I need to do my annual rewatch before the end of the year.
My God, I love it. My wife be like, it's always a Wire analogy or a sports analogy with you. And I'm like, girl, just watch The Wire with
just
me.
one time. There's every situation in life, there's an analogy from The Wire.
Understand. You want it to be one way,
Other
but it's
way.
the other way.
Fight on that lie. Yes.
You got to fight on that lie.
This is why we're friends in my head.
Don't think about the old days. They the old days. So many of those lines really apply to actual life.
20 years later, that show is like old as hell now, and it still applies.
They might have well just written it today.
How are you?
I'm doing good. Me and my wife have been talking about, and also I want to say me and my wife. I don't care if the right way is my wife and I don't like that rule in English. I don't like how it sounds. I know what I'm supposed to say, and I'm rejecting that.
I'm not arguing with you. You got it, bro. You got it. It's all yours. You're good.
Me and my wife have been reminding ourselves to sit in gratefulness, which is very helpful when you have frustrations about like this life and being an influencer or whatever the case may be. But you also remember that it could be another way, and it could be the way it used to be. So one of the tricks to get me out of those funks is just to be grateful. Now, that's not to say that, when them times are tough, they ain't tough, because they are. But today I'm choosing gratefulness. Amen.
Well, I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but I know, in the bigger cultural zeitgeist, your second book hit the New York Times bestseller list. So you are now a 2-time New York Times bestselling author.
You know that this is the first interview I've done that has been the truth. And it feels still so weird that is true.
Why does it feel weird?
It's, Demetria Lucas, I didn't think it was going to happen this time.
I saw your video.
I didn't think it was going to happen. I don't know if people believe me, but I don't be lying about stuff like this. I don't know why you would lie about something not doing well. But I thought, I knew Marriage Be Hard would do well because people love me, but they really love Melissa. So, when given the option of using my own book or work a book with her, I immediately was like, oh, together. We'll be better off together. And I just knew in the back of my mind, I was like, I think it's going to be harder to sell, even though my publisher thinks it's going to be easier to sell. And I still learned a little bit about how books are sold, and Marriage Be Hard really was some valuable information. And I think that's why people bought it. And it was on the heels of the podcast. So I just didn't think that it was going to do well. And then the publisher was like, hey, it's not doing well. And I was just like, oh. And then most of their emails, Demetria, were like, it's not doing well. They were giving me ideas on how to market. That's when I really felt like, oh my God, y'all telling me how to market? I must be doing something really wrong. But by the grace of God, Almighty Jehovah, Melissa to the rescue again, was like, here's what I think you need to do. And because I listened to her, I think it immediately turned around and I ended up on the list again.
Is Melissa the one that told you to make the video and just be transparent about this is where I am and this is what I'm doing?
Well, she didn't necessarily say that, but she did say you need to focus on the business aspect of this video. Actually, she did say that. She didn't necessarily say you have to do that line, but she was like, here's how founders on TikTok talk about their businesses, and here's why people listen. You need to tap into your founder bag, not your comedy bag. Because people already know you're funny. That's not a reason to buy this book. That's not the reason to buy this book.
In fairness, I didn't know that you had another book coming out. I followed you for a decade.
Yeah.
At least, because I remember when the kids were super, super small and now they're grown with bass in their voices and it's what? But that's not the point.
Mm-hmm.
You got a platform, but I got one too. Let me help. You've shown up for everybody in so many ways. Let us show up for you.
I know, and I need to be better about that, Demetria Lucas.
So do I.
I'm not good at that. I don't know what it is, but I don't like asking anybody for anything. And I don't mind helping people with everything. I don't know why I think it's going to be received differently when it's my turn to ask. But shout out to Kevin Hart and Issa Rae. She had a conversation with him and she laid this exact thing out. And I was like, I'm going to just start asking and also accepting it when it's offered. And
when you asked, didn't people show up? Weren't they like, what can we do? How can we help?
Nobody even told me no. Not one person that I asked to come on my podcast even said no. At most, they said, I can't do it in this month, but I can do it in this month. You know, and even some like big time celebrities that I've been following or maybe DM me or commented, and I'm like, I would never do this in the past until I feel like we're on equal playing field or I have like a bag for you. But no, it doesn't have to be like that. People want to help, and I gotta let them.
Yeah, you do. You've poured in like for years. Like we've watched you hustle and grow and build, but then also we've just watched you give to your audience like relentlessly over and over with nothing asked in return. So like, you asking, like, we want to help.
Yeah, you're right. And that's why we're talking today.
That's why we're talking today about your brand new book. I don't think I've said the name of it thus far. Successful Failure: How I Learned You Can't Excel Without Some L's. This is like a memoir about like your failures.
And it's funny, now that people are reading it, I've been seeing TikToks and like what I hoped would happen is starting to happen. And that's just like everything from one girl was like, I'm going back to school because of this book. Like Kev let me know like so Kev let me know that it's not over because I failed the last time and I'm starting school in January.
I love that. Another
creator was like, if Kev is struggling with this then and now, it lets me know that it's okay. It's okay. It's going to happen to me or it's happening to me and I'm not alone. And like, that was the whole reason I wrote the book. I wanted people to know it's okay. Cause like look at what you've done. Like you've done stuff that most people would be scared of doing. Like you was living on Earth, the planet. Like most people just live in Earth, the place they were born. You was like, let me see what the whole planet talking about. Me, myself alone. Like, the stuff you experienced would be, when that man came in your room.
Yeah.
Like most people would be like, oh, I'm packing it up. I'm never doing that again.
Which I thought about packing it up. Everybody told me to.
1,000%. Of course they did. And people who were scared for you before probably were like, and this is what I was talking about. Mm-hmm. This is exactly what, like, I imagine that thing, but like, you're doing stuff that people don't normally do. So you probably, at least I do, or I can imagine, you probably feel like, who else is even going through it? Like, how many people even live like that? Most people won't, and would never try. And I think I just wanted people to like try. And I think it's helpful because I'm not like a Nepo baby. I'm going to have Nepo kids. But
like, I know that's right.
Yeah. I didn't come from money. I didn't come from somebody who made this for me. Like, for all intents and purposes, years ago, I was living what I would call the average American life. Me and Melissa are trying to achieve the American dream that we were sold. We had a little 2-bedroom house. And we happy. We didn't have a white picket fence. We didn't even have a fence. Okay, we just had the front yard and the backyard. We had a little driveway thing, but it was on a slant. But the point is, I was a very normal person, and now I live this life, and it's because of these failures, risks, and also successes.
Yes. Well, I love that you talk about your failures. I think everyone talks about their successes because they're proud of the things that they've accomplished.
Yeah.
But very few people tell you the underbelly. And I think it gives a false impression of success because everyone I know that I deem as successful has some weird, wonky, up, down, backwards, forward, around in circles to hell and back up.
Yes.
If you're lucky, kind of story. But people don't tell that part.
And I agree. And I think people kind of historically haven't told it, but I think social media has made us even less likely to tell it. It's all highlights. We want to, snatch our waist and post our wins and the best selfie and all that. And I think that's made people who are more successful seem more successful than they are, and people who don't want to try less likely to try because it seems like I can never achieve that. And the thing is, like, everybody fails. And okay, I'm going to say this because it's public. Kevin Hart has had success after success after success after success. And then a while back, he just closed his vegan restaurants, like shuttered them. And he just kept on going with his life. I want to know the story. Something happened that was negative about that, but he just kept on going. And I just bring that up to prove, like, even with his massive success, everything doesn't work out for one reason or another. So at least try, like, at least go for it. And that's what I want people to take away from the book.
And you tell, like, I mean, I was like, well, what did he, leave in the vault? Because I feel like everything is here. There's some things you put in this book. Jesus Christ himself could come sit on my couch and be like, do this. And I'd be like, no, I will be obedient in every other way, but I'm not telling people that.
No, I felt like I've kind of always felt like if you got a memoir, you shouldn't even be selling a memoir if you don't have a story to tell that people don't already know. So I kind of like, for whatever reason, never told the full story. My dad was like, hey man, you don't have to put everything on the internet. So I kept, for a variety of reasons, some stuff that I didn't put out, but it's going to be in that book because you got to make it interesting. If people going to buy it and spend their hard-earned money on it, you got to give them a story that they haven't heard. So I got stuff in there that's never been made a video, and believe, like, how crazy that's believable. All the stuff I've ever said and done on a podcast or on the internet, plenty of stories in the book that I have never seen the light of day until this book. So I think for that reason alone, it's worth it.
I have favorites, like, and I'll be honest with you. And my idea was like, well, let me skim the books. I just have like a general idea so we can hold like an informed conversation. And I didn't make it all the way through because I started reading. So, you tried to be a bully. You were bad at a bully. Like,
yeah.
Tried to, do a bass guitar. That didn't work out. You tried comedy, then you quit comedy, and you were like, I'm done with comedy. And I'm like, wait, but you're before, so clearly you're not done with comedy.
All right.
Was it the Crips at the church? And I was like, wait, what? Yeah. I feel like some people in my life, I tell them this. I'm like, you have a sitcom life.
Yes.
And it's just like, how did we end up here? But that's your life over and over and over.
Yes. I love that. You are saying exactly what I hoped would happen.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad that it had that impact on you.
I'm going to go ahead and assume that you're using this as intellectual property to go ahead and like do a sitcom based off your life.
You know what? We are working on a version of that right now. It's actually a meeting I had just before this.
Excellent. Wonderful. Wonderful. Yeah. I wish you the best. I totally see it happening.
Thank you. Thank you.
Big news. Sephora is now on Uber Eats. So if you find yourself facing a beauty emergency, like needing a last-minute gift, or you're just out of your favorite mascara, again, don't panic. We got you. Order now and get $10 off on Sephora orders of $50 or more on the Uber Eats app. Order now. Offer ends October 30th. One order per customer. Additional terms apply. See app for availability. Delivery fees may apply.
This episode is brought to you by Nature's Bounty. Nature's Bounty believes your body is brilliant, naturally designed to thrive, inside and out. For those always looking for new ways to support your health from head to heels, Nature's Bounty has a range of over 400 vitamins and supplements born from 50 years of trust and care. Nature's Bounty. It's in your nature. Visit naturesbounty.com to learn more.
Okay, Chad. Today you're gonna drive the all-electric Toyota BZ.
But my electric vehicle phobia. I'm not ready, Dr. Ross.
I believe in you.
Oh my gosh. We're inside it.
Try to take deep breaths, okay?
The ventilated seats, they're touching me.
You can do this, Chad. Drive the car. How do you feel, Chad?
I feel cured. Woohoo! I'm doing it! I'm doing it!
The all-electric BZ. One drive can change your mind. Toyota. Let's go places.
You've got the craziest stories. And the one I was thinking, I was like, Jesus Christ himself couldn't get me to tell this. And apparently you told this one before. And again, I followed you very extensively for years. And I was like, I never heard of this one. You maybe could have kept this one in the vault. You know what I'm about to say? On the bus with the loose bowels. You called it doo-doo. And I was like, you're a grown man.
Oh my God.
And Melissa tried to tell you, don't eat this. Go to the bathroom. We can wait. And you just insisted.
Absolutely.
And then, the worst possible outcome happened.
I doodled on myself on a bus before we were even married.
Yeah. She married you, bro. She loves you. she loves you. I know you don't ever doubt it, but
still married me.
It's still there.
Yes, still married me. What a blessing! What a blessing, the Lord.
What a blessing.
I'm very grateful It's funny because I used to tell that joke on stage. That was like my first big closer, but I hadn't said it in years. I mean, it's been years since I told that story. But yeah, most people won't do that. And I think sometimes, in some ways, that's kind of like my superpower. I will say things that most people won't say if it's going to make you laugh.
Yeah.
But it is super, super embarrassing. But there's people out there who've done it on themselves, and I don't want them to feel alone.
Well, now they don't. They have a friend in you. When I tell you, tears rolled down my face. I feel like you are incredibly smart. I feel like you are incredibly ambitious and talented and funny. I also feel like Melissa is your superpower.
Oh, listen, I cannot say this enough. I say it as often as possible. I scream it from the rooftops. I would not be who I am, where I am. I would not go where I'm going without her. She is my absolute superpower. She's the best. She's just helpful in every way imaginable. I'm benefited more by her presence. The more I listen to her, the more things go well for me. So it's like having a wartime general, consigliere, a right-hand woman, and I get to go inside her body with my body. What a
sir.
What a blessing. It's the best ever. And I want to be clear. Like, I do a lot of things well. I do a lot of things very well, but she does so many things very well. And it's a blessing that she does so many things that I don't do well, very well. So that makes me it's like I have the best of both worlds.
Sometimes I think people think of success. It's much easier to go or faster to go alone, like the solo mission. But your family really keeps you, one, grounded, but also stable.
Yeah. Yes. I think you're absolutely right. I was just making this video about how I make a video every day. And I think not only does Melissa help me grounded, I think my kids also, like I told them I was the New York Times bestseller when it happened, and they were like, cool. Like they didn't ask
what's for dinner.
They
Are the bills paid?
I mean, just brush past me like, oh, that's dope, man. Anyway, can I get in the fridge? Like that's that. And it's just, you can never get too high and haughty and prideful when you have teenagers. You know, they're gonna bring you down to earth. And I think, and this is any entertainer, actor, whatever, any person, you're never that cool to your own kids. You know, there's just a limit to how cool you can be. So the combination of them, all three of them, Melissa and the boys, definitely helps me strive for more, but also be very grounded when I get less.
Zay Zay is the one who actually got everybody to Hollywood.
1,000%. Him doing Little Rascals, his movie he booked, I think the dream was always there, but I don't think it was dormant. And I don't think it was specifically about moving to LA per se. It was just like, I wanted to do something and be in entertainment. But him booking a movie in LA and us living here for 3 months really triggered the whole chain of events that led me to being on the phone with you or on the podcast with you today. And he and Joe, with Awesomeness TV and Nickelodeon, they were absolutely crushing it for a good amount of time, well before anybody really knew who I was. I'm very grateful that they had that talent in them that helped us kickstart our journey here.
How long has your journey been? Because tracking it from the book, it looks like professionally it started off like 2006.
Yeah, I think that's around the time. I think when I was out, it depends on if you want to count when I first did comedy at 16, which wasn't really like a career, just wanted to try it. In college, I did some plays at church and at my college. But I think 2006, where I was just like, I think I want to try and do this for real. That's when those specific dreams started to happen.
What are your boundaries, like professionally? Like, you do share a lot, but there are certain things that I'm sure you keep to yourself, or people have asked you to do jobs or some such, and you're like, nah, like I can't do that.
Yeah, I mean, it depends. Like I wrote about in the book, when I was boycotting the NFL, I'm not anymore, but when I had a significant brand deal, the most I had ever seen, offered to me to partner with the NFL. And I was like, I can't do that because that don't sit well with me. And I had another brand deal during the pandemic where they were like, you know, it was with the United States Parks and National Parks Service. And they were like, and it was some Black people. They was just like, look, man, you know, your boy's the president. And as much as we don't, you know what I'm saying, rock with your boy, you can't say nothing negative about him while you're doing this brand deal. And I was like, of course. I would never. 10 days later, I absolutely did. And then mysteriously that brand deal went away. So and maybe not so mysteriously after all, but I think it just depends. I probably would never do a sex scene. Although I think my body type needs to be represented on camera more than like muscles guys. Like we've seen enough of them. We need
you show us often. You show us.
And we should be having sex because we exist in the world. But all that being said, I wouldn't do that because I don't think they don't have nothing to do with Melissa. I don't think I'd be comfortable with my body out there. I got a long butt crack and it's just going to probably look weird on camera, although it's normal to me. But other than that, I think, you know, anything that would make me ashamed to be Black or would negatively impact the Black community, I'm out with. And even with Churchy, it was like, there were some jokes that were pitched that I was like, nah, this ain't even funny. This is like, I don't play with God like that. Like there was a joke that was pitched of treating communion crackers like dice. Or no, not dice, like sunflower seeds and shaking them up how you do sunflower seeds and eat them like, I said, boy, you trying to have the Lord crack the sky on me.
Like I'm still trying to get to heaven, y'all. I need to give myself the best chance possible.
Absolutely not. I don't play with the Lord like that. And I play a lot, but I don't play with the Lord like that. So yeah, those are the things that I wouldn't do.
Yeah. I just saw one of the skits the other day. You do a bunch of stuff, but it was Juanita Bynum.
Yeah.
I must have watched that at least 20 times. And I showed my mother. I was like, this is ridiculous. This is stupid. And I forgot that it actually happened. When she was telling the ladies to, like, I don't know, sell enchilada, no more enchilada. I was like, oh absolutely. My God.
Yeah, no more enchiladas. And that's what I've been telling people. Like the craziest things happen in church. We just didn't have cameras and the internet to share them. And now we do. So yes, that was No More Enchiladas was one of my favorite things that ever happened. And I didn't remember that happening in real time. I learned about that from TikTok. So I'm so grateful that I've been able to use my powers to tell more people about that.
What are you working on next?
Let's just say I'm partnering with a company to release a new comedic show. And I'll just say it'll be free to watch, which is very exciting for me in the state of the world that we're in. Being able to, you know, be able to partner with somebody and the viewer gets to watch it for free is great because times are tough. The government's shut down right now.
Does this mean like network?
No.
Okay. There's other platforms. Just okay.
Yeah, and to that end, I think the world is changing. I think because there's so many platforms, I don't think it even in the future, it's not going to matter whether it's HBO or YouTube or Tubi. As long as people like the show, they are going to go and find it. And I think smart TVs are even pushing this along because there's no platform reliance. You're not necessarily saying, I'm going to watch HBO for this block of time. You're saying, I want to watch HBO to watch Game of Thrones. When Game of Thrones is over, I'm done watching HBO. And I think on demand has helped push that along as well. So I think you're going to have to just make content that people want to watch and then they'll find it.
Yeah, for sure. Like I'm not loyal to any particular platform or network. I'm loyal to the show.
Absolutely. It doesn't matter where the show on. It's like Mad Men or The Walking Dead. Like people, before those shows, you didn't really watch AMC. Like my grandma would have it on that channel and there would be like an old black and white movie playing, but she didn't really nobody watched it. But when the show's good, people going to find out how to watch it. And I think that's going to happen more and more in the future.
What do you watch?
Right now, I'm watching One Piece on the anime tip. I'm watching Mayor of Kingstown. It's about a prison city, like a city that's basically runs because they have 3 prisons in the city and people who work with them. It's pretty good. Okay. And then I was watching The Paper. I watched a few episodes of The Paper because Melvin Gregg's in there. Big fan of his. Mm-hmm. WNBA. I know that's not TV, but I am watching that.
You and my dad are obsessed. Okay.
Yes, I love it. But yeah, those are the things.
Okay.
What are you
Those are
watching?
good offerings. I'm watching Reasonable Doubt.
Oh, I've heard that's good.
Oh, it's really good. It's really, really good. It's on. You not watched? It's on season 3 now, but
I
it's
have
like
not
worth.
watched.
It's worth going back and watching the first 2. Although I think you can probably pick up just season 3. And I'm reading. Before I started reading your book, I was reading Kamala Harris's book.
I saw your
which
post
is
about it.
fascinating. It's fascinating. It's such a juicy read, and it's very well structured.
I saw your thread about it, and I thought Melissa was listening to it when we were in the hotel last week, and I was like, what a smart way to set up a book. Like, you just 89 days, 87 days.
Yeah.
It's so good. And she keeping it real, so I love it.
Yeah, like she's naming names, but the countdown element to it, like it's just like it ratchets up the intensity.
Yeah, the stakes are higher.
Yeah, the stakes are higher. It's really, really good. So that's what I'm into right now.
Nice.
And then when I get off the phone with you, I'm going to go actually finish your book because I need to know. Not that I like how it ends, like the story continues, obviously, but I'm just like, this is very fascinating. I love, like, everything that you put out, no notes. I'm excited for,
Thank you.
what's here and then what's coming and then what's coming down the pipeline. Like, I'm excited about the kids, the dog. Like, I'm all in, like, across the board. So
Thank
you've got
you.
a number one fan in me.
Thank
you and Melissa.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
So until we meet again, I mean, we met like in person the first time at like the White House, like almost a year ago.
What a crazy sentence to say.
I mean,
It's actually
I just said it so normally. Like we met at the White House.
Met at the White House lawn.
We
Eating
did.
brunch.
The
Even
Black
though
Excellence brunch.
Yes, even though I've been a fan for years, but it was so cool. But that is the truth.
Same. Like you came up and like, you turned around. I wanted to like completely freak out, but like a family reunion freak out, not like a parasocial weird relationship. And then I was like, is Melissa here? Yeah, you guys are like favorite cousins.
We really like that when people respond to us like that because obviously KevOnStage is a performative version of my actual personality, but I'm very close to how I appear online.
Same.
Obviously, if you know me in real life, you get to know the deeper parts of me. But it's not like I'm, walking around punching small children when I'm not making videos. I respect small children.
It's like I respect small children and animals.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I can't wait until we cross paths again. Like maybe we can work on something or kiki or
I'm down for
I was gonna
all
say
of
grab
that.
a drink, but I don't think you guys drink. Do you drink?
We
You don't
absolutely drink. I get tore down.
Do you really?
I don't get tore down, but I just don't like waking up with hangovers. Like that's
Same.
I can't. What I have to do tomorrow is I can't be bogged down by last night's dinner. Like I need tomorrow to have the same fresh start that today had, and that's the part. I have a good time, but I don't get drunk, and I definitely don't get to a point where I have a hangover because then I'm just frustrated.
I mean, after a certain age, it's kind of unbecoming. It's like learn how to manage yourself.
Yeah, man, I'm 42. Ain't nobody got time for that.
All right, my friend. Well, tell the fam I said hi.
I will do. Thank you so much for having me.
Snuggle up with Monty for me. My pleasure.
I will. Bye.
Thank you. Bye. All right, ladies and gentlemen, and boys and girls, and those who don't identify as either, that's the episode for the week. We'll be back maybe before Wednesday. Your merchandise, your Ratchet and Respectable merchandise, if you ordered, comes in next week. I'll start shipping out as promised the week of October 13th. I'm on it for Kamala, for sure. And for whatever else crazy stuff comes down the pipeline next week. Also, because I know y'all, specifically, I know Black people, I ordered extra merch for the people who didn't order when it first came out. I left the site up an extra 24 hours after I told y'all it was closed, and like 50 new orders came in. Y'all, I know y'all. I'll put the additional merch on sale once we get the core orders out of the way to make sure we have everything for everyone who already ordered. And yes, I'm working on See Some World. I know I said October 1st. Clearly, that didn't happen. Let's shoot for soon-ish. It has to be soonish because I got to get on a plane. So, okay, that's the episode. Goodbye. Have a great weekend.